Welcome back to Unfiltered Counseling. I'm Dr. Kelly Avritt, your host.
I'm Dr. John Avritt, your other host.
The therapist.
The therapist. I don't know. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. How
What
are
do
you?
you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Our hunt the good stuff, like always.
What is? What did you put there?
So I did something. Last episode I did. I guess it's been an impulsive week for me. I don't know what's going on, and this may relate to, now that I'm thinking about it, why last episode we talked about I impulsively wanted a puppy. Brought a puppy home, but I was listening to another podcast. Me being a child of the '80s, the show Cheers was really important to me. It's a really great show. And Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson have a podcast called Where Everybody Knows Your Name. And Woody's never there. He's always off. He doesn't own a cell phone, so I guess they never are able to tell him when it's time to record, right? Like someone texts Woody and they're like, can't. So Ted Danson had Andrew McCarthy, actor Andrew McCarthy, on most recently. And, the Brat Pack actor from back in the day, Pretty in Pink, all that. And Andrew McCarthy's has had an interesting life. And I did not realize this, but he's a best-selling author and he's written several books. But he's also written several articles for travel guides.
Nice.
It's really fascinating to listen to him. And so I impulsively, my good stuff this week is I bought a book, and I don't generally buy books that are for my enjoyment. I buy books on therapy, and I buy books on, different methods and all that. And so
academic.
Very academic. I would like to think so. Some of those books are better skimmed than actually read. But I did buy a book this week, and it's titled Who Needs Friends? An Unscientific Examination of Male Friendship Across America. And it's something that, something we talk about, off air, friends and my friends, and do I have friends, and do I need friends, and do I even want friends? And
Do adults need friends?
do adults need friends? And, it's something that I've struggled with my whole life, this concept of friends. And do I have any? Do I even want any? So I thought he's talking about this, and I'm like, holy shit, there's this guy. He's a famous actor. And
He has the same question.
yeah, he has the exact same questions. And so not that I'm going to do this, so I need to reassure you that I'm not going to do this, but his way, this unscientific examination, was get in the car and drive across the country and just talk to guys. And
What?
I don't know. I haven't started the book yet.
Oh,
But to find out.
gotcha.
But he's trying to examine this. I think it started as he was trying to check in with his quote unquote friends, and realized that was at our age, it's maybe a little more challenging than he had anticipated. And then he started to examine the concept of how we change over time, our male friendships evolve. What is the nature of those friendships? And can we have more as we grow older? How more guys?
And really, how do your friendships change?
Right.
Like the people that your childhood friends
Right.
are not the same kind of person. You probably wouldn't pick them again.
Right.
At least I wouldn't.
No, yeah, maybe not.
Like, I don't know that I would be drawn to them.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to them. I've maintained them because we're battle buddies in a way. Like, we've been through a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I just met them.
Right.
I would still.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
See, I don't know what that would be like, because we moved around so much as a kid. Prior to high school, I couldn't tell you one name of any individual that I went to school with prior to high school. Like, not one.
Were you there?
I think so. Briefly.
Were you homeschooled?
But we moved.
And you just
I just didn't know it.
You didn't know me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is that why my homeroom teacher was also my mom?
It could have been.
Oh,
She wasn't just the room.
interesting. Okay. She was also the lunch lady.
I'm
Yeah.
joking. But
Yeah.
that's like,
Well, she made little square pizza, so that makes sense now. It's all coming
it's all
together.
coming together.
Yeah. No, I didn't have, like, you grew up in the same town your whole life. And so it's like,
Yeah, but there was only like 63 of my graduating
Right,
class.
which means you know them all.
Well, you didn't have a choice.
You had 62 friends.
You just didn't have a choice. Like,
Correct.
these are the people, and you learn a lot. Like, I love a small town because of that, because you learn how to, like, make people mad, but also get over it.
Yeah,
because you're gonna be there, and then you also learn that people might break up and then get back together, and then divorce, and then it's okay.
That's
a friend.
First time we went to your hometown, and I was really fascinated at, like, you know, and I wasn't a therapist then. I was just a really curious observer. I was like, wait, you were married to, and you were married to, and you were married, and now you're all married.
Hanging out.
Now you're all hanging.
Friends.
Hi. I was like, this is very strange.
It's because there's, like, you just have each other.
Yeah.
And so you make it work.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Yeah. It was weird, but I had no concept of that whatsoever from my upbringing. Like we moved around so much that I just didn't have those kind of friends and didn't experience those kind of things. Like I think what you just talked about is actually, it's so valuable. Like learning how to piss people off or be pissed off and get over it and move on and function. Right? Think about the dynamics that translate into life now. Like you're in education. What you just described as learn how to piss people off, learn how to be pissed off, learn how to get over it, learn how to live together. You just described all of public education. Right? That's why you do so well in it. Right? It's true. But like, I don't know how to do that. Like I don't know how to maintain friendships.
You definitely know how to piss people off. I'm sorry. I don't think you can say that.
But I don't know how to recover from it. That's my problem. Right? Like I can piss people off and just walk away going, I'm just going to move again. I don't know. You can stay pissed off and still live here. I'm going over there.
And I learned that you're going to get happy and think that you got sad in.
Yeah. Right. See, I don't know that. I don't know how to do that.
You do now.
So
you're married to me for 27 years.
Yeah. So like part of, and we've talked about this in other episodes, but like part of my ketamine journey has been this, I felt small or insignificant, unimportant to others, and sort of on the outside of this group or that group or whatever. And that may not have been true. It's how I felt in those moments, and that story stayed with me. And so that's why this book sort of like drew me in his explanation of his life. Because, you know, you're thinking, okay, you're in the Brat Pack, man. You ran with Rob Lowe and Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. God, you survived that, right? That's a whole nother thing. But like you ran with those guys and were popular and on the cover of magazines, and everybody wanted to be around you. And now I'm finding out like he struggled with friends. I'm like, how is that possible?
It makes sense to me.
It does.
Because you don't know if everybody's lost in.
Correct. And you listen to him explain it, like it resonated with me as a adult male. Like, like we're all going through something similar.
Well, so what's interesting to me at this phase, so you're my best friends, right? Like we...
Hope so.
Well.
Yeah.
Because what can happen.
I guess if there's a new person in this seat at the next on the next podcast, I guess we're going to find out.
We'll know you got cut.
Yeah, new best friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But it's interesting that you're bringing this up, because I was just talking to a good friend of mine about kind of being adults and having like our husbands, right? Because she loves her husband and her husband is her best friend and she wants to hang out with him. And I feel the same. I don't want to travel without you. I don't want to do anything without you. Now, you may not want to travel with me. That may be different. But for me, if I'm going to do something, I don't want to go do it by myself, because I want you to enjoy it as well, right?
Well, first of all, for the record, I love traveling with you because you pick all the best food places.
I am good.
Like food adventures with you take on a whole nother meaning.
It's true.
And I've been exposed to some things that I never would have tried before. So yes, traveling with you.
And maybe you've gone places, because I don't have enough sense to like sometimes think. Let's do it. Let's try it. Well, it'll be great.
You are adventurous that way.
I am.
Well, you left a small town. You left a small town to go to the University of Texas, so that was a huge leap for you. And so that
there were 2,000 people in my dorm.
Yeah,
2,000 people in my town, and then I went to 2,000 people in.
So that translates. Yeah. So you're okay taking those kind of risks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
See, I am not. It's crazy because I moved around so much that you would think I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
And meeting new people I should be the best at it.
Bullshitter, for sure.
I should be. Well, that may be true too, but like I should be really good at at making myself comfortable with all kinds of diverse groups.
Sure.
And I think I am. There's another layer that, like, I can go in any group. I can go I don't care who you are, where you're from, what color you are, what religion you are. I feel like I can connect. And that was all the moving around. But what I can't do is stay.
I don't think that's accurate.
I feel like it's a struggle for me. That's the thing I'm afraid of. That goes back to the default. My default mode is like, oh God, once
they really know me,
yeah, that's it.
they're not going to lie.
Right, 100%.
Well, what is
exactly
my
what I think.
problem?
Yeah, you don't have one.
Right.
Like, so, but I don't know how to, but you learn how to maintain relationships. Okay. I did not learn how to maintain relationships. So I can connect to all these people. That's great. And that makes me, a good chameleon, good at fitting in, good at understanding all kinds of perspectives, right? Maybe that's what makes me good at my job. But what I feel like I struggle with and I can't do is maintain relationships. Like, I'm not good at checking in with friends often. Like, I don't talk to them daily. I oftentimes don't even talk to them weekly. And so that's on me. I just don't know how to do it. I feel, and maybe it's a struggle. I don't know. So anyway,
I'm per class.
Being adult is hard.
Adult friendships are hard.
Yeah.
And I want to back up. You do know how to do it, and you do it. Mm-hmm. But I think what happens to you is, or just my observation, we get busy.
Yeah.
Right? Life happens.
Sure.
You have a very busy practice. We have
a puppy.
I was going to say you have a new dog. It's taking up a lot of your time.
For the love of it, you're not kidding.
But I guess my point is, like, life happens and things get busy. Yeah. And so I think it's harder as we get older. And we have a pretty, like, rigid schedule. Like, we get up really early. We go to the gym. Like, every minute of our day is spoken for. Whether we mean to or not, that's what happens. Like, if we're awake, then we are, okay, going to the next thing. We're going to go to the gym, and then I've got to go to work and my commute.
One day just get sad all of a sudden.
And then you're going to do this because it's the reality, right? It's the reality of what we do. And then
everybody does that though, right? Isn't that everybody?
Everybody's doing it. I mean, some people are busier than others. Yeah. We just tend to cram a lot in. Yeah. Pack a lot in. You teach, I teach. We also have jobs, and then we maybe try to squeeze up our relationship.
I feel like phases of life are, like, there's windows of opportunity in our different phases of life. Like, if you didn't make friends, like really lifelong friends in high school, then you choose to go to college, then you got like one more shot at making really close friends for the rest of your life. Because then you go out and you adult and you marry, maybe you have kids, maybe you live a work life, and then you do like what a lot of people do, like what you talked about. Like, we have a routine. We get up, we maybe go to the gym, or we go to work, we spend all day at work. And what if you don't have work friends? What if that environment's not like that? And you go home, you're with your wife, you're with your kids, and then every day is the same day over and over and over again. I'm challenged because the risk that I'm having now, that all of us are going to have, is like what my dad did. Is he retired and there was no one. Like, he lived that life where
But he did not have friends before that either, though.
No, he didn't. And so I obviously didn't learn a hell of a lot from him, other than that. But then when he retired, like, I don't know. Like, I guess we all are facing that at some point. Like, who is going to get invited to our funeral?
We're not happy.
You are, if I say you are. And it'll be the one time we won't argue about something.
Funny.
Yeah. You know who's coming to your funeral? The puppy. If you let him live.
Yeah. He's a good dog. I'm not.
So anyway, just back to the examining adult relationships. Like, we've talked about this a lot, like the evolving nature of friendships and the challenge that we all have.
So I think what happens when you get married, and maybe I'm wrong. I can only speak for me. Right. I can only speak to what my preferences are and what I've observed in others. So to your point of, you go to college, that's a lot of times where people find their tribe, right? They find have more of like option of people. You find people with like interests that they really could connect with. Two of my best friends are from UT. Like that's where I met them at college, and that was it. You met one of your best friends at UT. Right?
Yeah, he got me in a lot of trouble.
Well, we can't
discuss those things.
We can't disclose that here on air. But anyway, so you still talk to him. You talked to him yesterday, right? So, and then we have best friends that we do things with, and we really enjoy talking to. But that's the beauty of those friends. Their lives are just as busy as ours. And so we don't have to check in with them every day. When we connect, we have a good time, and then we move on to our day. But we still have such a tight enough bond that we don't question whether we're friends.
Well, I think, okay, yes, correct. And so the definition of friend is important, and how the evolving nature of friendships. So as we get older, like we met these friends because our kids are the same age as their kids, and and there's a bunch of us. All of our kids are generally the same age, and so kids, events, games, you name it, kind of brought us all together at a certain point.
And now grandkids.
Right? So we're passing through the same phase of life together,
sure,
and realizing that we're all busier. But when we were younger, the nature of friendship meant something different. And I don't know, like I marvel at you because like when we talk about you having patio time, and you go out on the patio and you talk to friends that you haven't checked in with in a while or been needing to talk to, or they're checking in with you. And I'm like, I kind of want that, but I don't know what the fuck I would talk about. You know what I mean? Like if I was on the patio like you, and you're talking to your friend from college, and y'all just shooting the shit, like, what the hell would I talk about with somebody?
Same.
Really?
I mean, I think
guys do we do that?
Y'all shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit about sports and stuff. I can't imagine though, and there are guys out there.
Are you talking about like when it has really deep conversations? Are you talking about?
Yeah, no, yes. I don't know.
Because those are.
I don't know what the conversations are. Deep conversations with another guy kind of would be weird.
So I guess that's what I'm asking, because part of the conversation I was having with this friend of mine, we were like, oh, we want to, we got into this conversation about wanting to spend the time with our spouses, and traveling with our spouses and enjoying our time. The reason this kind of came about was you're listening to other people talk about how they don't want, like, oh, they're so excited because their wife is going on a vacation for several weeks, or they're having separate vacations and they're really excited about it. Or I've heard friends of mine,
that baffles me.
Not friends of mine, like current friends, but previous friends. Like I just overhear people talking, oh my gosh, thank God he's going hunting for a week. I'm so excited. Or God, thank God he's playing golf this weekend because I don't want to deal with him. I don't know what that's like, because I don't get excited when you're gone. In fact, when you're gone, I'm like, oh, makes me sad and I don't want it. So I don't really understand that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Except that I understand when I was young and when we were raising kids, we worked our ass off. Like, you put enough distance between you and your partner, you can pretty much, I guess, in a protective way, be like, I don't need him. He's not meeting my needs. I'm just going to meet my own needs. And I'm just going to focus on these kids and all the day to day. And you know what? If our paths cross later, great. If not, fine. And then 20 years passes. And then you don't, like, you've lost that friendship.
Yeah, I've had a lot of couples clients that have experienced that gap and that disconnect. I think that's, in relationships like that where couples are fine with, hey, he's going to go hunting or fishing or whatever for a week. And, but there was that show recently, The Madison, the new Taylor Sheridan show, where it's just an awful lot of crying.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I know. It was a little,
I didn't.
Too much crying. But they seemed okay with it, right? But I think they're independent enough individuals. They're comfortable enough in their relationship they had belief enough in their relationship that like if he's going to go off on a hunting trip, that there nothing bad is going to happen. Right? There's a lot of trust there, but they're comfortable individually. Like they're not so codependent on each other that they can't function independently, and that's okay.
I want to point out I'm comfortable individually as well.
I agree. No, I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're not.
It's a preference. Like I would prefer.
But what's funny about the show, okay,
sorry.
Matt, is that who's he calling every day to tell about his day? That's right. So like he's having this great experience, right?
And she's the one who works.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, I don't, other than you, I don't have people in my life, our kids.
But okay.
I don't know if
guys
guys
talk
do that.
about their feelings with each other.
I don't, you know, it's funny is we're watching that show, Friends and Neighbors.
Yeah.
And like, they're all like, you see clips of the women in the sauna or together and they're chit chatting away. And the guys are in the sauna together. I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't know. I don't know what that I don't know if I can do that.
I just don't
have poker buddies. I don't have like buddies.
If you're playing poker, you're not talking about deep shit. Are ya? I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't do it. So I don't know. No, the times that we've had poker nights, like once every 5 years, there's so many people there that
we're not having deep conversations.
Deep conversations, like philosophical shit. No. Like we steer away from anything like of substance. I think the larger the group socially, like the less likely anyone is to do that, right? Like it's like I'm not going to stand on the steps of a courthouse in front of 100 people and talk about my emotions, but on a one-on-one situation, maybe. I do have two friends that we've had very deep conversations about some pretty heavy issues. A lot of those, and it's absolutely because we both are in the same boat, so to speak, right? As a step parent, he's also a step parent, and we've had those conversations about the ups and downs of being a step parent. And the other one is just like, who experienced this first, and then please share your wisdom. Like, how'd you make it through that? And he does the same for me sometimes. So I don't know. It's weird. This evolving idea of friends. What is friends? Are they just neighbors? Or are they friends? Or do you confide in them? Do you need them? Do you check in with them every day? It's so overwhelming. And where does that fit on Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Am I not climbing the pyramid of Maslow if I don't have friends? I don't know.
I think just as I think about the friends I had when I was younger, and I think about the friends I have now. I think about as I evolve as a person, I have friendships that served a purpose for a time, and they are no longer in it. Yeah. So I don't grip and hold on to them. I check in with people because that's my nature. If somebody comes into my mind 3 times, it means I need to like energetically vibrate. Like I have to check on them.
You've always been that way.
Usually
Where'd you learn that? Your mom didn't teach you that.
It's the way I'm wired, I think. I think it's the way I'm made. I just recognize it about myself.
Is that small town?
No.
Developed there?
No.
Oh.
Because none of my friends do that from there. Yeah. That's just the way I'm made. That's just my that's just my path. Yeah. And I think that's maybe the woo in me. I can feel people and know how they feel. I can adjust to that. And so, or I can empathize with them or whatever. So, but I do have friends that like, if I want to go do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to call this person. If I want to go do this, I'm going to call this other person. Like they serve different purposes. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that one friend is any less important than another at all. They're all the same importance to me. They just have a different function. And I don't know if men have friendships like that.
I think some do. I just, I'm sure some do. Like if I wanted to start a regular poker game, I'm sure
you could.
I could. But, or whatever, go to a game hey man, I got tickets to the Astros. Let's go watch them or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think part of that too how I was raised. My dad didn't have that, but he also didn't teach me how to communicate.
You don't learn that from your parents, though.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
you learned that. Apparently, you were homeschooled because you don't remember any other kids.
Right.
But typically,
well, there you go. Learn at school, right?
You learn that at school.
Well, since I moved around so much,
Yeah, but
maybe I didn't get that lesson.
So is it?
I always moved before that lesson was taught. I don't know.
Or maybe you don't need that. I mean, that's the deal. So
okay, so that interesting you brought that up. You don't need that. Maybe then, and maybe that's what Andrew McCarthy's getting at. I don't know yet. I'll let you know at the end of the book. And maybe but maybe what he's getting at is different than what I need to get at. My journey is different than his journey.
Everybody's journey is different.
Sure. And maybe I'm over analyzing or placing too much importance in this need.
Because that's what you think you should have?
Yeah. Because
society says you should
maybe it's just because I moved around so much. I'm like, I wanted what other people had, and never could figure out how to access that. And then maybe now at this stage of life, I'm realizing I place way too much in that, and I don't. And really, I already have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. And I think even more importantly, friendships ebb and flow, just like relationships do.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings me to that is an area it's a pain point for you still, let's say, until today when you just had a breakthrough. We just figured it out. Look at that. But I think that, I think about when I mentioned you can kind of buckle down and get protective, right? Or protecting yourself and your emotions. So you say, okay, I'm going to put some distance between you and me, and I'm going to do my thing and you're going to do your thing. And then we wake up and it's 20 years and we're no longer raising children. And our fear and my thing, because I'm such a pattern finder. If I see a pattern, how many times have I said, it's a pattern? You're like, it happened twice. It makes it a pattern. I'm a pattern finder. Right. And so the minute that I see things are becoming a pattern and it's not a good pattern, I say something, right? I'm like, I don't know, we got to do this differently. And you're like, oh my gosh, calm down. So I recognize I might be a little extra, but here all the time. But I think I wonder if this need to protect ourselves because our needs aren't being met and we don't have a mechanism to communicate, let's say. I'm thinking about another couple right now that they're on life support as they land in your office because they let that go on too long. A lifetime went by. 20 years, which is a lifetime, went by. And they woke up and they don't have kids in the house anymore and they don't even like you or themselves. Yeah. Why do people wait so long? Or is that what causes that?
Well, multiple causes, I think. Depending on what each individual is thinking. That could be staying in it for the sake of the kids, staying in it for the sake of the image. We maybe they had an initial belief that we shouldn't get divorced, and then they evolve away from each other, and they maybe inadvertently evolved away from.
So me too.
It just happened. Like we talked earlier, it's like routine and life and work and all these things get in the way, and they allowed something to get in the way, and they just kept surviving. When a person is in survival mode, they're not in growth mode. When they're deeply entrenched in survival mode, they find it's really challenging to see other people's needs because you're just surviving day to day. You're trying to meet your needs and just to live.
That space, you let enough space get in between people long enough, it's no longer a gap, it's a gorge.
Right.
And then you don't know how to get better, I think. Right. I think that's how 20 years passes by.
Agreed.
And I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't going to be in a relationship like that. I would rather be by myself, and do whatever I want to do if I can't have a partner that's going to do something like we're going to do things together or we're going to evolve together. I think there were some times in our marriage that we could have.
Sure. Through career choices and decisions we could have made.
Absolutely. Kind of separated and moved on, and enough space would have gone through. And like, had we not been intentional and focused on it, I think it could have ended differently.
Well, I think that's why, in my studies on work-life conflict, as a coach, there's a lot of work-life balance issues there, and why I prefer to use the word harmony. And I think that in couples counseling and now in with friends, in life in general, I think that we, instead of striving for balance, because I think balance implies equity and like just equal.
You're not going to get equal time. You can't.
No, it's impossible because, 168 hours in a week, I'm not going to spend 84 at work and 84 at home, right? That sounds miserable. And, counting for sleep in there somewhere, it sounds miserable. So I'm just looking for harmony. And so in a marriage and in friendships, where do we find harmonies? Find harmonies in bands, in orchestras, in music. And in music, you can make beautiful music, but sometimes you can't hear all the instruments. Like I still, to this day, some of my favorite bands have a rhythm guitar player. The fuck's that guy do? I don't hear him. I hear the drummer. I hear the lead guitarist. I hear the lead singer. But then there's some random dude over here playing a guitar, and I'm like, is he really playing? Or is he just the brother? Anyway, but like bands in music had harmonies, and not every musician gets to play the loudest. Not every singer is heard. But the music in the end of it all is beautiful. And so maybe that's what we should be thinking more about. Do you have harmony in your life? Harmony, like with your friends? Are you getting your needs met? Are you okay with what you've got? Are things working well? Or am I going to be the jealous rhythm guitar player going, when's it my fucking turn?
It's not your turn.
It's not your turn. You're in the corner. Go over there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I think I don't know, harmony in life is pretty important. And maybe that's what, I don't know. Again, I'll let you know at the end of the book. Maybe that's what he's looking for.
I think that if we are growth mindset individuals, right? We truly are growing every day. Gosh, I hope I am. As we evolve, there are going to be people that are no longer in alignment with you, right? Like it happens.
Very true.
That doesn't mean that you don't love them and they're not important. It just means that they are no longer aligned. And it's okay if you have to let those people go.
I think I've been hurt by those people before, and I've allowed it to hurt me, but I've taken that personally. Like it's like, what
are you wrong?
Yeah, like what's wrong with me? So why were we close and why are we not now?
Mm-hmm. And I maybe when I was younger thought that as well. That is not my perspective on relationships, on any relationship. Yeah. Because I think it serves, people are going to come and go, and relationships are going to kind of come and go, and you may have friends at work and you are really tight, and maybe you're going through something at work and you are bound by that or bonded by that. And then you no longer at that job and you never talk to that person again. It didn't mean that the relationship wasn't authentic and important and all meet your needs at the time. Just no longer has a place, and that's okay. And I wonder, are you putting a lot of pressure on that? Like, are they putting a lot of pressure on a friendship or a need for a friendship?
Maybe it's not about the friendships. Maybe it all goes back to our default. Maybe it goes back to how we internalize how we feel about ourselves. Like, what do we feel? What's our default opinion of ourselves?
I wonder.
And that's just more evidence that we're using incorrectly.
Say more.
Well, okay. So if you don't feel very good about yourself as a person and you know, I don't have friends because of something flawed inside of you. And then you do have some friends and it evolves and they, you know, you don't talk to them. Maybe that's more evidence that there's something. See, you're right. You aren't worthy.
So you were looking for proof. That person's looking for proof that they're not worthy.
Yeah.
And they found it.
Confirmation bias is real.
So if you start your day or you function throughout your day looking for evidence for the negative, you will find it.
Yeah. Whatever you
find. If you focus on gratitude and looking for positives and hunting the good stuff, you will also find it.
Yes. Confirmation bias is real. If you believe, you know, there's that great quote, it's not what you think you are, but what you think you are.
Or whether she thinks she can, she can't. She's right.
Exactly. So if you're looking for confirmation that there's something wrong with you, you will find it. It'll stick to you like Velcro. And any evidence that you have to the contrary slides off you like Teflon. Right? And so maybe, you know, you're confirming the wrong things. And that's why hunt the good stuff is important, right? It's why gratitude practice, journaling, hunt the good stuff is so vitally important. What you know, the world is already going to present you enough threatening situations. You have a fight or flight mechanism that will point out all the bad for you. It's a great system for that. But if you're actively doing that also, maybe you know, there'd be no harmony for you.
I think for the message I don't know. I think that thing people need to hear is whatever you put out and whatever you pay attention to is what you're going to attract.
Yeah.
And so if you put out chaos and instability, you're going to find that. If you put out gratitude and love, that's going to come back to you. You're going to find that.
You know, it reminds me of another Hunt the Good Stuff. Recently, we went to the Stevie Nicks concert. I think it was what a great concert.
That was great.
She still got it. And what you just described is her song, The Lighthouse.
Yes.
All right. I think she described it as a more recent song that she wrote about being the lighthouse for others in need. You know, and what's the purpose of a lighthouse? People are lost. They're at sea. They need to find their way to shore, and the lighthouse guides them. And you can be that for people. And she talked about, like, you know, this remedy of like seeking joy, doing things, but also being, instead of you individually seeking joy in whatever, others or things, which she did plenty of, being a beacon of joy, being a lighthouse of joy for others. And I think that supports what you just said. It was like, what you put out, you'll get back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I wonder if Andrew McCarthy was a beacon of joy on his drive across country.
I don't know. We'll see.
Don't know. Finding out. I just promise you I will get a drive across the country.
Well, you can. I'm just going to whip.
Well, yeah. Can we take the puppy?
Mm.
Damn it. We have to. There's no one to watch him.
I love the puppy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
He can sit in the back.
We'll talk about that.
Or you can sit in the back. Just kidding. Just kidding.
That's all the time we have for this week. Join us next time.